Hey, what we want to share with you today is an invitation to see yourself not as a coach, but as a mentor. And we're going to talk about difference and how it impacts your buyers, how it impacts your life, how it impacts your business, how we went through the journey of going from coaches to mentors, and how we take our clients from being a coach to being a mentor, and what is it about mentors that attracts so much, that gets people so excited, that gets people pumped and energized, and you become this magnet to your exact buyers? It's a conversation that's going to go very deep, but also we love to have um, very specific approach, very um, materialistic teachings in a way that you can take it and you can apply it. Okay, so it's not just going to be fluff in the air, but it will be the combination of understanding, getting your body, getting your mind, getting your soul on board with your up leveling.
And having worked with thousands of coaches and less mentors, more and more nowadays, there is a difference that we have seen. And for me, being in this industry of coaching for more than a decade, there are clear understanding of the posture between the coach and the mentor. And when you will experience this deeper knowledge that we have been able to distill into this teaching today, you will understand and you will know what you want to be, if you want to be a coach or a mentor, and how to make that transitioning.
Mhm. The thing is, when you're only one of the other, when you're either only a coach or only a mentor, you're basically limiting yourself. By choosing only one, by being a coach, you really are limiting yourself by not giving your clients the deepest transformation that they can receive from you. And you're limiting yourself in so many steps on your own journey of growth, your own journey of leadership, by choosing only one. The thing is, there's so much competition nowadays. There's so many coaches. There's so many people who say they're a coach of this or a coach of that. And when people start to see you in your light of, this is what's unique about you, this is what shines from you, this is what is the gift that you are here to give to the world, everything changes. When you're a coach, when you are an NLP coach, or when you are a coach for menopause, or when you are a coach for one specific thing, it's a lose lose game. It's a lose game for you and a lose game for your clients. You start to be in this price comparison parameter. People see an NLP session, and it doesn't matter if I go for an NLP session with Ricky or I go with Jennifer, it's pretty much the same. It's an NLP session. How different can it be? Of course, it can be different, but I don't see it from the outside.
And if you are wondering if you are in this coaching paradigm right now, where you're feeling, wait a second, what does it actually mean for me to not be a mentor? One of the most common things that we hear when people come to us is that they say that they keep repeating themselves. They've been teaching for years. You've developed the skills, you know what you're about. You've been teaching one to one session, just getting bored of yourself, getting bored of repeating yourself, getting bored of not being able to bring your deepest teaching, deepest knowledge, deepest transformation. And what also often happens is that probably you're feeling, okay, I'm doing this one to one and I'm getting bored and I'm not able to break through, because what if I put up the price and I am already one of the most expensive coaches in my field, in my city, in my town, and if I put it up even more, it's not going to make a big difference. So you end up in feeling that you're stuck. You really are stuck, like, with this beautiful understanding that there is more, but not knowing what to do with that.
Now, why are mentors paid more? Why are mentors always paid more and you don't have this ceiling, this glass ceiling above you when you are becoming a mentor? The thing is, the way I see it, a mentor is someone teaching their own unique journey, their own unique method, their own specific transformation. And this combination of uniqueness that is unique to you, that is unique to me, that is unique to you, and this being able to be an expert in that uniqueness makes the whole difference.
Yeah. And this is based on knowledge that you have acquired in different ways, and knowledge and wisdom, let's say, because yes, you have skills that you might have been training yourself in, coaching skills or specific tools or methods. You might have gone through different careers where you have gone from maybe working in corporate to moving into having your own consulting to moving into having your own business or other paths that you've taken. And then you also have the life journeys. You maybe have gone through grief or divorce or challenges, changing countries, having childbirth, different things that made you able to help others through your lived experience with the combination of your career choices and with the combination of your knowledge. Now, suddenly, your variety of capacity to hold space for someone that is coming to you is much higher, and they can feel it. They can feel that you're not coming from your head. You're actually speaking from a place of, I got you. I really know what you're going through because I've been there and I've taken so many people through this journey, and you're going to be fine because I know how it looks on the other side and I know how to take you there.
If I think of basketball, if I think of a basketball coach, if I think of someone who's a basketball coach, and I go to this person, they can really teach me the strategies and the tactics. They can really see where my three shots is missing parts of how I am in the court or outside of the court in my mentality or my mindset. But if I go for a mentor, if I go for working with someone who is or was an NBA player, who knows how that journey is, who knows the struggle when you work with someone who wants to hire you for their team. And they have gone through that. They have gone through the sleepless night on a day before the first match in a new team, for instance. And they can talk to me from that level. I will I will give all of my money for this person. I will give all of my energy and all of my mental and physical and monetary investment to this person because I know that they have done it, because I know that they take me to where I want to be and they don't just work with techniques on me.
Yeah. And they had skin in the game. If we think about the difference, a coach does not need to go through those challenges. So their emotional intelligence, their capacity to really take you through something, it's so much more about being outside and being looking at how can I help you? Okay, I'm seeing you and I'm helping you with those tools. Whereas the mentors has so much more skin in the game. They have been in the arena and they've gone dirty. They have been able to really get out of their own way, gone through fear, gone through challenges, gone through different experiences. So the certainty that they come with and the leadership is so much more embodied than having coaching tools only.
Coaching is crowded. Coaching is sometimes even overwhelming for your clients because they don't know what it is necessarily. It became this word that just doesn't mean anything. That means techniques that has a lot of baggage. You know this experience of when you say what you're doing to people and they come with their ideas, they come with their concepts. The difference is when you become a mentor, when you step into your own mentor role, okay, it becomes magnetic. It becomes magnetic. It becomes elevated. You start to position yourself as the person. You start to position the transformation as what you are here to give.
It's something very powerful. The posture, when you get to that point of mentorship, when you will start to experience the difference between being yet another coach, is it's another world. It really looks different because one part when you are in this crowded space of coaching is that you feel like you're one of many. You don't feel unique. It's harder. It feels more like you have to prove yourself. You have to scream higher. You need to be more visible, and you're trying to get out there. so people can see you. And that comes with a lot of frustration, where you start to also have this lack of confidence, where you start to feel, am I doing it wrong? Maybe I'm not that good enough. You start to compare yourself with other coaches who have more experience, more clients. You compare your pricing. There's a lot of comparison in the space. And mentorship feels waking up in the morning and knowing deeply inside of yourself who you are, what you are about, what you can bring to this world, and being loved and appreciated and seen and valued for exactly who you are. And knowing that people come to you because of who you are, even before what you do with them. The value of your way of living, the what you bring to this world, how you walk in this space, how you lead yourself, that is the first thing that will happen. And even before talking about how much more money you will make and how much more impact you can create and how much more opportunities you're gonna get, just the way you're gonna feel about yourself when you step into mentorship is completely different, because now you are first and foremost happy with who you are. And what everyone else is doing in the coaching industry doesn't really matter to you anymore, because you are so confident in the the self-worth that you have for yourself and the work that you're doing and the results that you're bringing to your clients. It's bringing you back to yourself, to your home, to your capacity of saying, this is me, and I know that this is more than enough for the right people. And an example of this has been,
Pause. Pause.
this journey was truly beautiful to see for so many of our clients. And I was thinking about one of them today when we were creating this transformation. This transformation from coach to mentor is something that we have helped so many clients of ours to go through. And one of the stories that I love the most is Anna's stories, because it's just so simple. And in the same way, the transformation that happened was enormous. She came to us with so much bubbly, creative energy, and she wanted to work with leaders who are in the creative space. That's where she comes from, being a creative coach and being able to bring that type of teachings to leaders and help them to innovate, help them to become more centered and more happy in their role in their businesses in the creative industry. And that's what the direction we took with her method, we took with her workshops and everything. And every time we had this conversation about, okay, how are we going to talk to them? What's the messaging? What's the problem? What is the solution? Like when we went into the marketing and the messaging part of that, she really struggled to understand what they were about. And she was struggling to, first of all, to understand what do they want in a transformation with her. And the secondly is, what is she about? So there was both a feeling of not having clarity of the audience, but also feeling not confident and feeling imposter of saying, who am I to teach these brilliant leaders about this topic? And at some point, after her reflecting on that, we sat down and looked at that together and said, is this really what you're about? And I asked her, what do your friends come to you about? With what are if you look at your friendships and if you look at your clients and you look at your past work experiences, what are you the best at? When people come to you to say, wow, Anna, you are a natural at this. You are so good at this. And she named things that had nothing really to do with her career choices. It was more about her way of being. She's extremely creative and funky and playful, and she's very courageous. She had just done very big choices of moving country and moving career and having a separation and going for being alone with herself and always being able to invest in herself and take the risk of going to the most beautiful cafes and restaurants and gym and always seeing herself first and caring for herself, caring for how she feels. No matter the circumstances, she always created this internal circumstance for her of go-getter. And she understood that she's really about being a go-getter, but not in a, let's say, girly way. She said, I don't want to be this girly coach. And I said, but you're not the girly coach. Who are you? And she said, well, I'm this brave and courageous and I love fashion. And the more we talked about it, the more she had things to say. And I said, what if you would teach that for 3 months in the method? What if you would be working with the groups and helping women to step into this boldness, this energy, this frequency that you are really vibrating and showing, and it's so magnetic and so powerful, and that so many women are missing in their life. And she felt so good about it that she went ahead and changed all her method, her workshop, and her marketing, and her ads went to now the lowest ads that we ever seen in terms of ad spend for clients working with us, for more than 100 people going through this program now. And she is just rocking it. She got 3 clients to her group coaching program so quickly. In the amount of couple of weeks, she already had clients. She already has incredible results with her workshop. People are showing up. They're signing up to her ads. They're signing up to her workshops. They're signing up to her programs. She just launched her first ever group coaching program around this topic. She is just raving about how incredible this journey is for her now, because she is living her life first for herself, but then she's teaching what she's really about. And that shift has made her much more success, much more money, more impact, and it's easier than ever for her to be now a mentor and not a coach in terms of creativity, innovation. Now she's mentor for badass women being badass.
I love it. It's the difference between thinking and constantly thinking, what can I say, than just being yourself and just living your life and sharing that, and taking people who want to live your life, who want to live your experiences, who want to learn from the struggles that you've gone through, the experiences that you had. It makes a very deep shift. You might feel in you now already this, maybe a seed, maybe a small plant, and maybe it's already a tree of courage, of new excitement, or a new type of inspiration. And I want you to ask yourself, what are you not sharing? What are you not taking out there? What do you know that people would love to learn from you that is not out there yet? The difference that I see between a coach and a mentor is in how you present things, in how you are, and in what you talk about. A coach learns, a coach practices, a coach uses specific techniques. And that means that a coach can be very versatile, can be very, one method works for many different ways. Many people come to me and they say, "Oh, but I'm coaching so many different type of clients. I'm really good at helping people find love, and I'm really good at helping people lose weight, and I'm really good at motivating people, because they have really good techniques, and they have really good methods, and they have really good ways of taking one person and asking the right questions and being there for them and helping them be consistent with their progress and be consistent with their efforts." That's a coach. That's what coaches do. And coaching is tremendous. Coaching is the most effective way to create transformation. Mentorship comes from within oneself. Mentorship comes from one person who knows that they have gone through something and they don't need to use any technique or any tracking system or anything to create the transformation in someone else. It's just about sharing the story. It's just about sharing what is alive in me right now. What was alive in me when I went through a specific journey, and how did I shift? How did I put myself in a different place?
The difference is enormous, but also the combination is enormous. So if you start to look at the coaching as a way of working with people, and mentorship as a way of living your work, then you're starting to access what we're talking about here.
What makes a great coach is the techniques. The techniques, and even when I speak about things like people skills, or in a way, the way I see it, emotional intelligence, the way of connecting to someone, asking the right questions, the practices, the exercises, it's all artful techniques. It's all things that any person can learn and can apply on different areas. The great coaches never stop learning. They never stop going and deepening their coaching skills, deepening their way of relating to people, learning how to give the right exercise at the right moment, or how to ask heartful questions, how to ask the right questions to open transformation in other people. Great coaches see themselves as great coaches, and they're not necessarily about one specific thing. Now, if you start thinking, wait, but I'm both, we'll go into that in a moment. A great mentor comes from a different space.
Mentorship has a lot to do with how you embody your values. So when it comes to coaching, as Barak said, it's a lot of the way that we will work with someone. But mentorship is living in integrity with what you teach, living in integrity with what you help others to go through. So let's say if you are a relationship coach and you're helping other couples to be in better, healthier relationship, then a mentor will work on their own relationship and see how much am I embodying my teaching, how much am I actually practicing what I preach, how much am I coaching myself through the work that I tell my clients to do. So there's a lot of integrity in the work because you are living what you're teaching, and the purity of that is extremely important for a mentor. And with that comes experience, because if you are, let's say, relationship coach, or you are a coach in branding, or if you're a coach in public speaking or coach in anything, it means that you keep going in that direction. A coach might stop because they don't need to be public speaking if they're public speaking coach. They know the skills of teaching someone how to go on the stage. But a mentor who works with public speaking, they will still keep going on the stage. So if I am mentoring in public speaking and I am not speaking myself, I am no longer a mentor in that space because I am not living the experience. I'm not working in that field. So mentors are still in the path of what they're teaching you. They're still discovering more about leadership or business or relationship or health or wealth. They never stop learning. And with that comes this feeling of certainty because they keep looking at becoming even more masterful, even more skilled. They never stop improving themselves. Even before improving the skills, they first start with how can I create certainty in myself in becoming the greatest at that path. And that comes with keep putting myself in the rooms, in the challenges, in the mentorship for myself to grow me as a mentor, me as that person with the skill set. And that instead of just being a coach, they now have this additional layer of embodiment, values, experience in that specific field.
When I was starting to work with coaching, and when I was starting to work with people and create transformation with people, I studied really powerful tools such as NLP and hypnosis and vision work, and I started working with people. What I noticed was that there was a tremendous difference when I actually was applying things for myself and when I was not applying things for myself. Because every person, every good coach can take your business to a 10K per month business. Every coach can do that. But it's not always the way that you want your business to grow. It's not always the way that you want your business to become. And many times in my previous businesses, I noticed that I had a certain level of success and I just either consciously or subconsciously pulled the handbrake and stopped everything and said, no, 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 no. I see where this is going and it's not exciting for me. And it's not the way I want to live my life. And a big shift happened to me after I met Daria, after we started co-creating and co-elevating, and I grew so much in my own mentorship and in the way I think about how am I building? How am I seeing my vision? That was magnetic to people. Then people started to, instead of me trying to push onto people, hey, you need to do vision work. Hey, this is so this can be so impactful for you. When I was going more into working on myself, things became much smoother in that process of working with people, because I had this experience of myself manifesting what I want, of myself going through the challenges and not managing to get where I want, of myself facing fears and facing struggles and facing success and facing pivots and pivots and pivots. So I noticed that people can feel it. People really feel you when you are the center of your growth, when you are so excited and passionate and growing with what you do.
It feels alive. It feels exciting because we have this transparency in body language. So when you are living that and you're enjoying your life, you're learning for yourself first and foremost, you're someone that people want to be around
Yeah.
because you are shining, you are sharing your with vulnerability that this is hard and this is easy and this is I'm learning and this I'm still figuring out and this I'm mastering right now. And it feels refreshing because coaching now can feel a bit daunting, especially how do I find the coach? How do I find the right person? And your potential clients, they're thinking, maybe that person, maybe this person, but someone that feels completely authentic. And this word has been largely overused, but there's when someone is transparent about this is who I am and I'm still in the path of lifelong journey of learning and becoming, and everything I've learned so far, I will do my best to transmit that to you. It feels very different. And I've also gone through this journey of coaching and mentorship. I started coaching when I was 17 and I fell in love with coaching. And as I was so curious and learned many things, I always taught what I was learning. And without really thinking about it, I became a LinkedIn influencer. My journey in coaching and mentorship and facilitation led me on discovering LinkedIn and social selling. And I was called the LinkedIn girl for many years. And I was a speaker in that topic. And it was very fascinating for me. I loved how the platform was growing at that point. I was invited to um, do a LinkedIn course by the LinkedIn education platform. I was invited to speak on platforms and panels, and one of the biggest franchises in the world contacted me to speak at their convention, to teach their teams. It was a beautiful, beautiful era, and I had so many opportunities to be the LinkedIn girl and to be known for that. At some point, after doing that for 3 years and really enjoying it, I was invited to speak on a stage in Barcelona. Normal panel. I was on so many panels at that point around LinkedIn. I didn't think about it anymore. And that one, I was there. I was excited to meet some peers of mine, share the stage. And I went on that stage. And as I was speaking, I just realized in that moment I'm standing there, I'm speaking on the topic I've been speaking about for 3 years, and I feel completely empty. I just feel, what am I doing here? I look at the audience and I have this out of the body experience of seeing them, seeing myself speak, and almost seeing myself from outside, being able to look outside on the picture of I'm on this stage in Barcelona. These people are interested in this topic. They seem all excited. And I'm speaking about the topic that I am completely not interested in anymore. And that was a scary moment because until that point, I always knew what I was about. And I was thinking that I'm going to be this LinkedIn girl for quite some time. It's a comfortable, comfortable position. And as I stood on that stage, I knew in that moment that I will never be able to go on the stage again and talk about this topic because in my embodiment, in my values, and I have to be passionate about the topic I speak about. That's something that I've chose in my career, in my way of living this life. Part of my values is to wake up in the morning and be excited and happy about what I do and really connect with my contribution in this world with something that I first and foremost am excited about myself. And I knew that at that point that I was not interested anymore in this topic. And it was very frightening. It took me, when I got off the stage, I I felt like I lost myself of seeing, okay, who am I now if I'm not this LinkedIn girl anymore? And it felt very shaky, but also it felt this is the only way as being a mentor. As you're going to step into mentorship, you will outgrow your topics, and you will have moments when you have to make that choice of, will I keep teaching this topic? And if you will, then you're more a coach or a trainer. Let's say more a trainer than a mentor. Or if you want to keep growing as a mentor, you have to accept as well that you will have moments like I had with LinkedIn where I just had to accept that I was no longer this, and I didn't know who I was because I didn't know what I was growing into. But I knew that I could not go back, because if I would go back, I would just be yet another LinkedIn trainer. And I was much more than that. And I know that if you are here listening to this topic, you're not going to be a trainer or coach. You are here to say, am I embodying my message? Do I still care about this topic? Do I still want to go on every stage possible to talk about this? Every podcast, every opportunity I have to speak around the dinner table, I want to just have more conversations. And I had to grow into something bigger that could hold me, which was in that case became thought leadership, and talk about leadership and positioning and social selling and all the things that I cared about. But it had to be a bigger umbrella topic for me to find space for me to grow. And that's what has been since then, more than 6-7 years now. I've been still really enjoying this topic. And what we have now developed is method development, mentorship. It's so directly linked to expert positioning and thought leadership and all the topics I care about. So I'm happy that I made that jump of outgrowing and accepting, and at the same time also choosing a topic that could hold space for me to grow for years ahead.
The way I see things is that whenever you have something that can be in a method, the moment that it becomes clear enough what it can be a method of, that's when you should start putting it into structure, putting it into recordings, putting it into some form of a process, because you will outgrow it. You will outgrow it at a certain point, and then you can find yourself looking back and saying, I don't want to touch this at all anymore, or I don't want to touch this at all anymore, but there is this working, living content, living program, living course, living something that people actually can learn from. That's a big, big, big difference in how I see when we build businesses. The importance, and this is something that is not talked enough, in my opinion, how important it is to actually create something that can be a process for people. So many people go through teaching others, teaching others, teaching others, deplete themselves completely, and then moving to the next step, and the next step, and the next step. Sometimes bringing someone in who can see your magic, such as when we started co-creating around this topic of how to teach LinkedIn, there was magic that was created because it's a new spark, a new energy that activated you into now as part of our program. There is a model about how to do all of this LinkedIn magic, but it's if you go and in isolation just talk about that, you feel depleted. You feel this difference.
Absolutely. For me, it was crucial that I had the sounding board of you who understand method development and could help me. And this is what our clients are saying, the importance of them having us to step out for a second and look at it from a more macro level and say, what parts are still alive in me? Because it's not throwing everything away. There were parts in the LinkedIn funnel blueprint, which was one of my first methods that I still love, but I had to step out and get the help to actually see myself, to be able to bring it further in a more aligned and authentic way that feels still fun and exciting for me to teach.
Thing is, you should not choose, in my opinion, to be only a mentor or only a coach. Okay? The thing is, being a mentor only, if we hear us speaking about how amazing it is to be a mentor and you're all embodied and it's just you, and you say, fuck this shit, I'm gonna ditch everything around coaching. I'm not going to practice my coaching skills. I'm just going to be a mentor. You become this Chinese Zen master. You know how you go up the mountain and you meet this Zen master who is so inspiring? He's the mentor of Zen. And you go to him and you say, Master Zen, I want to learn from you. And he says, okay, but you didn't bring the bucket of water. So you go all the way down from the mountain, you bring the bucket of water, and then he says, oh, but it's not the right water. And you go down and you start to feel this person, the way that he is teaching can be so deep. If this is what if I want to become a Chinese Zen master, but for me, he's just inapproachable. It just feels like he's wasting my time. Like his techniques of coaching are not effective. And this is what I see many times with the mentors. They speak from such a high level. They speak from such the cloudy, unrelatable way that it doesn't meet people. That's why I think you should be both. You should be an exceptional coach and a unique and exceptional mentor. The combination is what will allow you to become the best in the world, because you don't just mentor people from this high point of this is what I've gone through and just learn from my story. I can read a book that will be just the same. I will be inspired, but they will not be able to create the transformation within me in understanding coaching, understanding the how people actually learn, how people transform, how people deal with limiting beliefs, how people grow and grow and grow. That is when you become really powerful.
This work we do with our clients, and we take it seriously. It's something that, if you look at the mentorship and the radiance and the magnetic way of being and teaching, without making it tangible, like Bark was saying, it loses its power. But when we work with someone, we make it so clear for them how they are creating the transformation for themselves. They get an understanding of, what do I actually do when I get that result? How do I actually speak with my teenage son that makes our son connection so well? How do I make sure that I am healthy and happy? How do I create such a great results for my team in my company? How do I create so amazing lean transformation for our management team? Wherever that is that you are doing so naturally, what we do with our clients is that we look at that and then we say, what is the step by step by step by step process that you're taking them through? And how can you now, with the method, coach them through this step by step process? So the coaching becomes not you coaching them, but more coaching them through the process, the method that you have developed, and helping them to see, where are they getting stuck? Where do they need extra help? How can you use the coaching tools, the questions now, to soften the journey, to enjoy the journey? So if they are feeling resistance or they're feeling excitement, how can you amp up the excitement? How can you release the resistance by using your coaching tools? But what it comes back to is that you take it to your method, to your mentorship, to a process that you have now understood, embodied, and developed, so more people can go through the same journey like you did.
As you're stepping into your mentor level, into your mentorship, into becoming this person who is a mentor, one of the things that you need to understand, one of the things that you need to realize, and this is not for everyone, is that you will have a leadership position. You will have a position where you lead other people through a transformation. So that creates what I call the tribe effect. That creates you having a tribe of people who see you as their leader, who see you as someone that can take them through the transformation. And this is not for everyone. Some of you are here to understand how to grow in a specific level, but you're not ready for this. You're not ready, and that's okay. You're not ready to be an example for people, to face with people reject your ideas or be excited by your ideas. If you're too much moved by people who say, hey, I don't believe in what you are sharing, then this is not for you. right now. That means you need to grow your inner leadership. If you don't feel like you can be in a room with people who actually look up at you and say, wow, I want to be this person, how, tell me, how do I go through that? Then this whole conversation you probably will understand and learn a lot from, but more in the realm of where I should be growing. Okay, specifically we are talking to you who is in understanding, in the feeling, in the presence of course, there is a tribe around. Of course, there are people who want to learn what I've gone through. Of course, I am a leader because then everything makes sense. If we think of how mentors think and what makes a mentor, is they don't think in terms of, if we see mentors and how they think, is it starts from the vision, is it starts from what am I building here in this world, in this community, in this lifetime. Mentors build an empire. Mentors are here to build an empire of transformation, a legacy of transformation, something that will stay after you, something that for sure goes beyond one-on-one sessions. When you do one-on-one sessions, you can create deep transformation in people, but you're so limited in how you can actually work with people. There is so much limitation in working with one-on-one sessions. And when you shift that to create a movement, to create a journey, that means that you also are here to make money, that you are here to understand that the more transformation you make, the more money you will also make. Many people come to me and they say, yeah, it's okay to have money, but I'm actually more about the transformation. And for me, I understand. And what I help people understand is that if you're limiting your money desires, if you're limiting the desire of actually being really rich, you're also limiting the transformation that you create in the world. You're also limiting the impact that you create. You you thrive when you aspire for both. When you want to create money from transformation, and when you understand that you make more money, you will create more transformation. And to create more transformation, you will actually create more money. So it's a complete different way of thinking than many coaches that I see. And again, we are speaking to our perfect buyers. I believe in speaking to the person who is the buyer of our program. The buyers of our program, they want to build an empire. They want to create a transformation in this world. They want to create something that stays after them. They want to create a movement and to change something in the consciousness or in humanity or how people interact with each other, how people go through challenges. And they want to make a lot of money. They understand that it comes together. You cannot separate that. Before, in the past, for me, it was so much of a struggle to convince people, no, you should make money. You should stop doing that. You need to want to build an empire. But no more. For me, I understand now that I want to talk to my buyers. I want to talk to my buyers, and whoever can understand and learn something from me, that's amazing. Whoever can take what I'm sharing and take it through a process and at a certain point understand, okay, now I'm ready to make money. Now I'm ready to build an empire, then they are welcome. And same for you as a mentor, as someone who is building an empire, start thinking of the people who want to be in this room of people who are in transformation. They don't have to want to build an empire, but they have to be in the leadership. There's such a difference between working with beginners and working with leaders, between working with people in the victim state and working with people who are not surrendering to circumstantial power, but actually put themselves in front of you as a mentor and say, I'm here to grow and I am here because I know I can create this in my life, because I know this is my only way to create this in my life. I want to join your movement because I see what you're creating and you're speaking like a leader and you're speaking to me as a leader. And this way you will start attracting so much more of the quality, so much more of the depth so much more of the ease and flow in your clients.
I love the way you talk. I feel activated and
Mm.
excited because this is the people we love working with. This is the people who come to us. As Barak said, it's not for everyone. If you want to have a comfortable business, if you want to have a comfortable growth and kind of have it as a passion, maybe one day it's going to be there or the timing is not right, then it's not, we are not your mentors. We are here for people who say that the time was yesterday and I'm so happy that I met you because I want to go fast. I want to grow this and I know I cannot do it myself. I need help to be mentored, to be supported, to have the business skills, the leadership skills, the understanding, the philosophy that you bring. And I am ready. I am ready. I was born ready. I'm meant to create a legacy in this lifetime. And for them, there is no waiting, there is no doubting, there is nothing in them that is stopping them. Because if you are living this as a mentor, building a legacy and empire in this lifetime, every moment that you are doubting, questioning, thinking, saying maybe, and getting into your resistance, letting your resistance take over, that part of you is still needed to be healed. And that part of you is still needed to be, and that's okay. But if you're a mentor and you are saying, let's go, I'm ready, I see the vision in my head and I'm ready to create it in this reality, then you know that this is for you. This is the way of living. And what I love about being a mentor and living my life as a mentor, it's a life philosophy. It's a spiritual journey for sure, because it's not the easiest path. It's much easier to say, I'm just going to have this side job and it's comfortable and I'm just going to do. But if you are a mentor, you're going to get bored with that. What you want is this extraordinary life, saying, if I can make the biggest contribution, having the best lifestyle, having the most extreme, beautiful dreams, realizations, contribution, service, love, dreams, abundance, money, all of that, I want it all, then if I can have it all, why would I not have it? That's a way of living. And it's really a spiritual path of, I'm here to experience in this lifetime and this journey fully. And with that comes not only receiving, but also giving, contributing, and serving from that space. And it's so beautiful. I love it. I love being a mentor. I love living as a mentor. I love that we are mentoring mentors to live in this way, because it's an incredibly powerful community and co-elevation of people who are here in the top percent of the space of skill set and knowledge and wisdom, and are here to create a real impact, and are here to create an impact which sometimes they are not ready for now with the skill set and everything, but they are rising to the occasion. They know that their vision is bigger than them and that they have to get help and skills and support to grow to what they actually want to create in this life.
Mentors get mentors because mentors don't like comfort. One of the things that I experienced in my growth journey was that at a certain point, I felt like I am growing much slower than I want, that I am moving slower than I can see myself. And I did not understand why, because I was doing all of the right things. I'm reading the right books. I'm speaking to the right people. And it was not enough, and it was not moving me forwards. And it was only when I started to open myself to mentorship. Me, myself, I always was the underdog. I always was the person who is learning things by their own and sneaking into the right class in university, and sneaking into the dream company that I want to work for, and sneaking into building my own business and learning things by myself all the time, all the time, all the time. And it feels so different when someone sees me, when someone mentors me, when someone sees my blind spots, and when someone allows me to grow and to aim for world class. And what I noticed with the best mentors is that they always work with mentors. So if you see yourself as a mentor, you need to think, who is it that you can be seen by? Who is it that can take you to your best version? Okay? Because you're aiming for world class. You're aiming for this lifetime of creation, of contribution. You're aiming for the best. There's this saying of it takes a village to raise a child. And Daria always says it takes a village to raise a mentor. What do you think about that?
Um, I like to look at people who come from other industries than coaching, like artists or peak performance athletes. And I think about Serena Williams. I read somewhere that she has more than 30 people on her team, between the people helping her in her house and the people that are helping her on the field of her businesses and her work. And 30 people for her to be able to be fully herself. I truly believe that if you look at people like Tony Robbins or stars, even if you go into the space of artists of Jennifer Lopez or Beyonce, how many people do you think are working with them for them to be able to be at that level? And when I meet someone telling me, well, actually, I already have a business mentor or I already have a marketing mentor, I'm thinking, how can a person be everything for you? Like, it would be like having one friend, and that friend has to be everything for you. Even your partner cannot be everything for you. A coach cannot be replacing all the areas that you need to learn, because let's say that you have a business mentor. They might be really good at branding, and they're there to be skilled at really helping you to have an exceptional world-class branding. But then there's another coach that works with you on your voice. There's another coach that works with you on your energy clearing. Maybe there's a person that work with you on your fitness. Maybe there's someone coming to your home helping you with food, with having really good quality food so you can be the best when you teach, when you coach. And I want you to start thinking that way. No matter where you are right now, no matter if you are at 6 figures or multiple, or you're going for 7, I don't care where you are. It's a mindset shift of, what can I do now to start opening myself to be seen by others? And where can I create more opportunities for me to only do what I'm supposed to do? If I don't know, if you're not an expert at business, get the business support. If you don't know how to do tech, get help with that. If you don't know how to get marketing skills, or if you see that, honestly, I have things to learn in terms of leadership because I still get triggered when my team does this or that, or there are things that you know that you can become world class at and you are not. One person, one business mentor will not make it all. Even many of our clients they're so lucky that they have both of us. But I also understand that there are things that we are not going to do. There are things like, let's say today, branding, luxurious branding. I think there's people who are better than us and that, but we are exceptional at creating methods, developing systems, we are exceptional leadership skills, we are exceptional at bringing communities, supporting mentors. There's so many places where we can help. But even us, we cannot do it all. So how can if you now have a mentor and business coach or mentor, think about it. How can that person be everything for you? And what are they really good at? And where do you need extra support and help so you can have a more variety and also more holistic support so you can grow faster?
One of my experiences with mentorship and with breaking things down into a method was when I worked with my piano teacher on creating a course that is built for advanced piano players in Hebrew, playing with only chords and without notes. And it was so exciting for me to see how someone who is teaching all the time, teaching, who's really good at teaching, never actually stopped to break down what they do and to formalize it into a method. So we had such a memorable meeting where we said, okay, it's not going to be another piano lesson, it's going to be a breakdown session. We sat next to a piano and I was sitting with a notebook and he was starting to play and he just started to play. And after 10 seconds, I said, stop, 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 stop. You just did this with your left hand. What did you do? Ah, that's jumping bass. I jump between the octaves. Okay. writing that. Stop, 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 stop. What did you do with your right hand now? I noticed this glitch that you just that's this. And slowly, slowly, we started to break everything down into small components. And I see extremely skilled people who are teaching individuals who never manage to put that into structure, who never managed to put that into a method. And when we went ahead and created a method from that, and we actually actualized that, people were raving about it. People were so excited about it. People were telling other people about that. It was so structured that we could sell it with ads. We managed to sell more than 1,000 courses in under a year in a very small market because it was so structured and it made so much sense for people. So as you are an expert of something, as you take people through transformation for something, I want to invite you to think, can this be more structured? Can this be more step by step? Is this the best way of people to learn from my experience? And usually, what I see with clients coming to us, working with us on their methods, working with us on creating transformation that is scalable, on creating something that can be recorded and worked in a group, is that they are so good with working with the people, they don't understand what they are actually doing with them. Or they really understand what they're doing with those people, but they don't understand how to scale that. And that is what really lights my fire, because I have this engineering mind. And for me, seeing how to formalize things into small details that are then building a whole picture and a whole journey, then you become such a powerful mentor because you have a method that is just extremely good. You feel like you're a mentor and you want to step more into your power, or you feel like this is the right time for you to do this, stepping up. Let's talk about how it works, what you need to shift, what you need to change in your mindset, in your doing, in your being, in order to become a mentor, in order to maybe tomorrow, maybe in a week, maybe in 6 months, maybe in a year, feel in all of your body that you are a mentor, that you are proud of yourself as a mentor.
A question I love to ask our clients when we work with them on this is, imagine that we would put the camera for 1 month filming everything you do in a day. From the moment you wake up in the morning to the moment you go to bed, what you're doing at home, how you're speaking with yourself, how you're speaking with others, how you interact with your husband or with your kids or with your clients, how you are, what you're writing in your journal, everything when it comes to communication, internal, external. And what we want to look at here is how much in integrity is that with what you are teaching. Because a mentor, what they look at first and foremost is being in embodiment of what they share. So that means that if I would be teaching this and not practicing what I am teaching, my own frameworks, my own practices, what we have developed, our concepts, if I am not living by our own concepts, if I tell our clients, you should not use social media, and secretly I'm sitting on my phone at home and just scrolling Instagram, then I am not a mentor embodying my message of getting off social media as a mentor, as a coach mentor. So part of this journey is to look at, as you go through the day, this is more of reflection of how am I walking? Am I the hero of my own journey? How am I showing up? Am I more in my self-leadership, or am I falling into victimization? Am I kind with everyone that I meet? If one of your values is kindness, how do you talk to the bus driver? How do you talk to another? Are you going to speak differently to a person who has high influence and impact, or someone who is not? And those are the type of questions that I really want you to reflect on, because this is where the mentor steps into the embodiment of purifying your leadership. The way that you are showing up in every is how you're going to start living your life and how you're going to start acting with every person, no matter if it's in your team, and no matter if it's in your clientele, and no matter how you are at home. And how that is going to impact you is this. If I know that in the end of the day, when I go to bed, I was living in my best and highest values, and I was doing my best to be a good person, and I was working on myself to improve myself and also get the help of everyone else who can help me, coaches, therapists, mentors, energy healers, people at home helping us. If I really looked at this in this way of, did I do my best today to create the biggest and best impact and care for myself without sacrificing myself? And if I did, there is no limit for my growth, because I know that everything I do comes from the right place. Everything I do comes from love and contribution, and I am living what I'm preaching. Because if you don't, there's always going to be a subconscious limit to what you are able to do. If you start to see that there's a misalignment between what you tell others to do when you coach them or when you work with them and you train them, and you're not actually living fully in integrity with that, you don't want to go visible. You don't want to be able to create more impact, because there's a part of you that says, I'm still feeling guilty or shame around this area of my life where I'm not showing up for myself. And this is going to be a really great exercise for you to start thinking every moment, stopping yourself before and say, if the camera was on now and I would be the hero of my own journey, how would I show up in this moment?
And I see, as we are speaking more towards mentors and how our communication attracts different types of clients. And in the past, we had clients who were very much in the complaining mode or in the victim mode. And when we change this communication, when we change our being, but we also change the communication, I see the people who are in this journey of becoming a mentor in this lifetime and creating transformation in this lifetime. This is how they are. They are pure. And no one is completely pure, but it comes in the little actions. For me, it's also more than the communication. It's also the whole being of how I am. Am I living in the surroundings that I want? Is the lighting in my space, in my house, in my we travel a lot, so we're a lot in Airbnbs and hotels and different villas and places. Am I choosing the place that I really feel abundant in? Am I choosing the spaces that feel good to me? And if I land in an Airbnb that doesn't look like I expected or that is too noisy, am I willing sometimes to let go of the what I paid already for the place and to move to a place where I feel aligned and centered and good? Is it do I want to live in a city or not in a city? For me, for instance, when I'm in a city, I feel like there's a lot of noise and a lot of things that don't allow me to center myself. With my body, am I working out in the level, in the amount, in the way that I see myself as the mentor that I am? Am I growing myself in the body to the body that I want to have as a mentor, to be able to inspire people in all levels, in all areas of life? When I was experiencing this very much was when I was addicted to smoking weed. I was smoking once in a while, and then it became more often and more often, and I fell into everyday smoking weed. And I did everything in the business beautifully, and I had so many creative ideas, but I constantly had this thought in me of, I cannot be a mentor if I cannot control this part of my life. If I have an unhealthy relationship with weed, if I have an unhealthy relationship with anything in my life, it means that I'm not the pure mentor that I want to be. The thing you need to understand is that you will never be pure in everything. You will never be pure in your relationship. Maybe you worked with relationships and you teach about relationships, and now your relationship is horrendous. And at the moment, the way your relationship is not an example of what you want to show. And that's okay, as long as you are the person that you want to be, as long as you are the person that you inspire others by. The concept to simplify it is to see that I am my own client. The first client of me is myself. I'm not looking for clients before I give myself my own medicine. The difference is, again, if we look at coaches versus mentors, is a coach many times says, I can do this for others, but for myself it's difficult for me. I cannot do it for myself. I'm really good at giving it for others. And mentors, they do it first for themselves. I first do it for myself. I'm really good at giving this medicine to myself so I can serve others.
And part of this is a keyword that comes to me is standards. It's standards of how you want your clients to be in the future. The people who are in your community, they're all a reflection of you. It's a mirror of you. So the only way that you can attract the most incredible people into your world that's gonna be on this journey with you is by starting to look at the standards of how you treat yourself. It really is that simple. And mentors keep growing in areas. If you, Barak mentioned, relationship. If you are a relationship coach and you're having a hard time with your relationship right now, it's not the circumstantial, no, the circumstances that will make you a less good relationship coach, but it is you being in radical sovereignty and responsibility to figure out how you got there, taking responsibility of your side, and also getting the support and mentorship from other people, another relationship coach, another person that can help you to see what's really going on so you can grow yourself through that. So a mentor will not accept that, okay, this is the circumstances, and they will not blame other people. They will figure out, no matter what, what's really going on here that got me to this point. And if it's not their fault, or if there's not something that they could really predict, they will still look at how can I now lead myself through this journey as a hero. And as they understand that the only way they can do it is by having someone helping them do that, that's what they do with others. They seek out mentorship, they invest in mentorship, they understand the value of paying another person for that. It comes back again to coaches who say, I don't have enough clients, and they want people to invest in their coaching, but they are not investing in themselves. A mentor invests in themselves. A mentor understands the value of coaching and mentorship being one of the greatest thing that you can do for yourself to grow in this lifetime. So they look at the areas where they're still not world class, and they're looking at those areas with so much love and compassion for themselves, saying, okay, these areas I've understood, but if I really want to be able to be better, I need help with this. I don't know how to do this, and maybe I do, but I don't want to figure it out by myself. And let me have someone coming in and looking at the blind spots of where I still have opportunity for growth. And they embrace that with so much joy and love, and not feeling up I'm not good enough, but more of, yes, please, more of this.
The transition from a coach to mentor, as we said, comes from the transition from being a coach to becoming a mentor starts with you, starts with how you show up, starts with your vision, starts with where you want to be, how you show up in the world. And I want to break it down a little bit more in this section with talking about, first of all, storytelling. Okay. Something in human beings, something in us as tribal people, as people who connect, we learn from stories. Our subconscious learns through metaphors, learns through stories. So when you want to start becoming extraordinary as a mentor, I invite you to start thinking, what are your stories? What are the stories from your life, or what are the metaphors that you can give when you teach, when you share, when you speak? And move from being this information giver move from being this constant person who is talking about explaining things and towards leaning back and be able to tell the stories. When you think of great lecturers such as Tony Robbins, you can listen for 4 days to what he's speaking about because he's telling story after story after story after story. And you sit there and you're hooked and you're not feeling how time is actually passing and how you're learning things just by the stories and the metaphors. That's how we learn. That's how we connect. That's how we really embody those things. Once you start working with storytelling and developing the art of storytelling, people start listening to you and becomes easier to listen to you. And as a mentor, when we connect this concept of mentorship to the concept of storytelling, you have lived experiences, you have gone through things that now people want to learn from. That's the power, that's the magic. So, what are the stories that you can tell? What are the stories that you've gone through? And how can you really perfect those stories? With many of our clients, we see that they know their stories. They come already in a form of, I know the stories that helped me grow. I know the stories that inspire people. But what they don't realize sometimes is the way they tell those stories is not sparking this wow, aha feeling in their audience. Maybe they do know it, or maybe they don't, because they are in the story too much. And just stepping up, like stepping back from what you're telling and more into the energy of how you share those things will create a big difference for that.
There's so many things we can say about stories. What I love about it is that you step away from being a trainer that has a very much hierarchical pedestal position of lecturer, being better, the hero. There's something about that posture that feels disempowering for the people who are learning from you. And what a mentor does is that they step down from the pedestal by themselves by telling their stories of, I'm not some guru sitting on a mountain hill by myself. I am connected to this world. I am a human. I'm someone that has gone through failure and gone through success, and I messed up and I learned and I practiced and I got help and I figured things out in this lifetime, and I'm still figuring out so much. So I'm just here to be a guide. I'm not here to be your hero. And the stories that you're going to tell, they will connect you to your audience so much more because of the way you're telling those stories are more about the reasoning why you're doing that is more about let us sink and let us be open and let us be in a eye to eye conversation here right now so you can see who I really am as a mentor and what I am really about and what I've gone through. And with that in mind, this is what I can guide you in. This is the areas in my life where I have become very skilled and masterful because of who I am as a mentor. And I'm here to guide you, but don't think that I'm a hero on the pedestal because that's not how I want to be. Because any pedestal at some point when they realize that you are human, you will fall from that pedestal. So you rather go with the storytelling directly and take yourself off that uncomfortable position where you don't want to be. You really want to be the guy. It feels much more comfortable. And that's also part of being a mentor, where you can be completely more honest of where am I at and how far have I gone and what areas do I still work on that I cannot lead you in right now.
As a mentor, you see yourself as having a mission, you see yourself as having a legacy. And as usually we talk to our buyers, we talk to the people who are in the mindset of, I already have a mission. I am already here to give my legacy wherever on the journey that you are in. So if it's not what you feel, that's okay. It will grow with time. It's something that requires a tremendous amount of courage to say, I have a mission here, and to actually stick with this mission even when it's tough, and to actually stick with this mission even when you don't see how to do that. The best mentors become mentors because they are driven by a mission, because they are driven by what is the legacy that I want to leave here. I think we can cut here, and this can be a different whole subject. No,
Yeah.
we can maybe do some final slide.
That was a nice final.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to do final?
Nice.